If you woke up today feeling an optimism you can't explain, an urge to say yes to life, a sense that something good is about to happen, it is not just a good mood. It is the sound of luck knocking at your door. It is the frequency of opportunity vibrating in the air. Today, Tuesday, August 12th, one of the most beautiful and fortunate alignments of the year happens in the sky. Venus, the planet of love, money, beauty, and pleasure, joins in an exact conjunction with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, luck, and abundance, both in the communicative and social sign of Gemini. In simple terms, the universe is opening the faucets of goodwill and offering us a cosmic yes. The question is not if luck is available. The question is, are you ready to receive it? Think of this energy as a golden rain. For a period of 24 to 48 hours, the sky opens up and it pours over us a downpour of opportunities, of facilitated connections, of new ideas, and of pure good fortune. It is a rare, magical, and most importantly, brief moment. What follows is your strategy manual for the most fortunate day of the month. In the next few minutes, you will learn how to position yourself to receive the most from this golden rain. Because the opportunity is immense, but the window is short. Do not waste this rare impulse. Many will feel this wave of positive energy, but few will know how to use it in a concrete way. It is easy to get carried away by the euphoria and end the day in the same place, just with a good feeling. But for the strategists, for those who act with consciousness, this is a day that can define the coming months. Therefore, in the coming sections, we will detail the exact areas of your life where this rain will fall with the most force. We will analyze the risks of excess and indecision so that you do not waste the drops. And we will give you 3 practical and immediate actions to ensure that you not only feel the rain, but that you fill your bucket. The rain is starting to fall. The lesson on the art of receiving luck begins now. To know where and how to position your bucket, you first need to understand the exact nature of this golden rain. It is not a random event. It is the result of a specific cosmic equation. And by decoding it, you will know exactly where to expect the most valuable drops. The equation is as follows. First, we have Venus, the planet of love, money, beauty, pleasure, and our sense of personal worth. Venus is the principle of attraction. She governs what we desire and what we attract to ourselves. Next, we have Jupiter, the benevolent giant of the zodiac, the planet of expansion, luck, abundance, and limitless optimism. Jupiter acts as a cosmic magnifying glass, amplifying everything it touches. And the stage for this magnificent encounter is Gemini, the air sign, ruled by Mercury, the domain of communication, ideas, curiosity, social connections, and the agile mind. So the formula is clear. Our desires and values, Venus, are massively amplified, Jupiter, and this amplification manifests primarily through our communication, our ideas, and our social life, Gemini. The result is a rare window of time where our ability to attract what we want, using our mind and our words, is at its absolute peak. Now let's investigate the 3 main areas of your life that will be most intensely irrigated by this rain. The first and most obvious area is that of your relationships and connections. If you are single, this is astrologically one of the most potent days of the year to meet someone interesting. Conversations will flow with a remarkable ease, humor, and intelligence. Flirting becomes natural, light, and fun. Your charisma will be sky high. Be open to new people. Strike up conversations. Be curious. The energy of Gemini favors the exchange of ideas as the primary form of attraction. A connection that begins today through a stimulating dialogue has Jupiter's seal of luck. If you are in a relationship, this is the ideal time to have light, optimistic, and inspiring conversations with your partner. It is a perfect day to plan the future, to dream together, to laugh, and to reconnect through the power of communication. The Venus-Jupiter energy brings a wave of generosity and goodwill, making it much easier to resolve small misunderstandings with charm and diplomacy. In the professional and social sphere, your networking ability is multiplied by 10. The right words to impress a client, a boss, or a new contact will come easily. It is an excellent day for presentations, for sending proposals, for attending social events, or even for reactivating online contacts. Doors open through the people you meet, and especially through the conversations you have. The second major area to be benefited is that of your finances and opportunities. As the conjunction occurs in Gemini, the sign of ideas and information, this is a golden moment for an abundance brainstorming. Your mind will be more fertile and connected to the energy of expansion. You might have a brilliant idea for a new business, a new product, a new source of income, or the solution to a financial problem that has been tormenting you. The universe's instruction is, write everything down without judgment. Furthermore, your negotiation skills are at their peak. The combination of Venus, what you value, and Jupiter, expansion, in Gemini, communication, is the perfect recipe for asking for a raise, for negotiating the price of something you want to buy, or for closing a favorable contract. Your perception of your own worth will be high, and your ability to communicate that worth convincingly will be magnetic. And of course, be alert for pure and simple luck. The golden rain can manifest as unexpected good news about money, a job opportunity that appears out of nowhere, or the synchronicity of being in the right place at the right time to hear a piece of information that can turn into profit. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, the rain irrigates your inner garden, your self-esteem and personal magnetism. Today, it is very likely that you will feel more beautiful, more charming, more intelligent, and more interesting. Do not fight it. Do not question it. Accept it. Venus is our sense of beauty, and Jupiter expands it. It is a day to genuinely feel good in your own skin, to value yourself, to recognize your own qualities. This amplified self-confidence is the true engine of your personal magnetism. People will be naturally attracted to your optimism, your lightness, and your positive energy. Use this to your advantage. Wear your best clothes. Even if you're not going anywhere special, talk about your ideas with passion and conviction. The world tends to agree with and open doors for those who genuinely believe in themselves. And today, your self-confidence is your greatest and most powerful superpower. Now that you know where the golden rain will fall, we need to talk about the secret that transforms fleeting luck into lasting success. Abundance by itself is not the answer. In fact, for the unprepared mind, an excess of opportunity can be a curse in disguise, a test of wisdom that most people fail to pass. The universe gives you the energy of expansion, but it does not give you the discipline to manage it. That is your job. The energy of Venus in conjunction with Jupiter is like an overflowing river. Used with consciousness, it can irrigate and fertilize all the fields of your life. Used unconsciously, it can drown the harvest, leaving behind only mud and regret. That is why, for most people, this golden rain will be just a pleasant but fleeting storm, leaving behind little or no real and lasting value. So that you don't fall into this trap, our investigation needs to expose the three main behavioral patterns that lead to the waste of this precious energy. They are the shadows of the sign of Gemini. Amplified by Jupiter, the first and most subtle thief of your luck is the trap of superficiality. With your charisma and your agile mind massively amplified today, you become a master of conversation, a social magnet. The temptation, therefore, will be to spread this energy across dozens of simultaneous interactions, answering every message in your apps, flirting with several people at the same time, jumping from one social event to another, engaging in countless conversations that are interesting but shallow. You will feel popular, connected, at the center of attention, and that is addictive. However, Jupiter's energy, while vast, is finite. By spreading it in many superficial directions, you lose the opportunity to deepen one or two connections that could, in fact, change your life. It's like having a limited amount of golden water and, instead of using it to water the seed of an oak that could become a giant tree, you lightly sprinkle it over 100 grass seeds. The result is a lawn that looks green for a day, but dries up at the first sign of difficulty, instead of a tree that would give you fruit and shade for years. The second risk, more direct and dangerous, is exaggeration and empty promises. Jupiter inflates everything it touches, and in Gemini, it inflates words. Under the euphoria of this transit, your natural optimism can turn into a dangerous lack of realism. You might find yourself making promises that, in the heat of the moment, seem totally possible and sincere, but that your more sober version of tomorrow will not have the resources or the energy to fulfill. In romance, it is the tendency to promise the moon to someone you just met, to declare eternal love based on a single, fascinating conversation. In business, it is the temptation to agree to completely unrealistic deadlines and budgets just to close a deal and feel the adrenaline rush of the yes. With friends and family, it is committing to 1,000 future projects and events. The intention may be the best possible, but the inevitable result is a breach of trust and your own future overload. Remember this cosmic law. Jupiter writes the checks, but it is Saturn, the planet of reality and consequences, who will later come to cash them. The third risk is the most paradoxical of all: paralysis by indecision. It seems strange, but an excess of good options can be as paralyzing as a lack of them. The energy of Gemini, amplified by Jupiter, can flood your mind with so many brilliant ideas, so many possible paths to follow, so many interesting people to connect with, that you become completely paralyzed, not knowing where to direct your attention. Every idea seems to be the best. Every path seems promising. Every person seems fascinating. And what does the mind paralyzed by excess do? Absolutely nothing. You spend the peak of the energy analyzing, comparing, dreaming of all the possibilities, but without ever committing to or acting on any of them. The golden rain falls torrentially around you, but you are so busy looking at all the drops, trying to decide which is the most perfect, that you forget to reach out your hand to catch one. The opportunity passes, the rain stops, and you are left only with the frustrating memory of the many things you could have done. And this is the real scenario for today. Most people will feel this wave of good luck, and unconsciously will fall into one of these three traps. They will end the day with many superficial conversations, some promises they will regret, and a list of brilliant ideas that will never leave the paper. They will feel that the day was good, but in practice, they will end up in the same place as before. But the strategist, the conscious alchemist, acts differently. They know that luck is not a passive event, but an active resource that requires focus and discernment. They understand that true abundance is not having many options, but making the right choices. They do not get carried away by the euphoria, they channel it with intention. This is your opportunity to differentiate yourself and to transform this 24-hour rain into a harvest that will last for months. The difference between waste and capitalization lies in the actions you take next, and it is about these practical and strategic actions that we will now speak. The theory is clear. The risks have been exposed. Now we arrive at the practice, at the moment when consciousness transforms into deliberate action. Luck, to manifest in our lives, requires more than recognition. It demands a formal invitation through our actions. What follows are 3 practical actions, 3 metaphorical buckets that you can use to catch the golden rain that is falling today. The secret is not to try to do everything, but to choose the action that most resonates with the area of your life, that most needs a boost of luck and expansion at this very moment. The first action, the golden conversation. The energy of Venus, the planet of worth and love, and Jupiter, the planet of expansion, both in the sign of Gemini, the master of communication, creates the perfect storm for conversations that can, literally, change the course of your life. Today, your power of persuasion, your charm, your mental clarity, and your ability to articulate your worth are at their absolute peak. To fail to use this superpower would be an immense waste. Therefore, the first action is identify and have one golden conversation today. Think of that crucial conversation you have been postponing out of fear, doubt, or a lack of confidence. In the professional field, it is the conversation with your boss about a raise, a promotion, or a new responsibility you desire. Prepare your main points, but trust in your ability to improvise with the charm and mental agility of Gemini. The probability of a yes, or at the very least, of an extremely favorable negotiation is very high. In the romantic field, it is the conversation to define a relationship, to express your feelings clearly and optimistically, or to reconcile after a misunderstanding. The right words will come out more easily, and the goodwill energy of Jupiter makes the other person much more receptive and generous. In business, it is the call to that important client, the presentation of that proposal you've had in your drawer. Your ability to sell your ideas is maximized. Choose one conversation, just one, and have it today. The second action, the Abundance Brainstorm. Jupiter expands the mind and Gemini fills it with new and brilliant ideas. During this transit, your mind is a fertile ground, directly connected to the frequency of opportunity and abundance. Not treating the ideas that arise today as precious seeds is to let the golden rain evaporate without nourishing anything. The second action is set aside 15 uninterrupted minutes of your day for an abundance brainstorm. Take a notebook, set a timer, and choose a key question for your life, such as, in what new ways can I generate more income? Logically, how can I drastically improve the quality of my relationship, swing, or what creative projects do I want to start in the next 6 months? And then, write non-stop. The most important rule is no filter, no judgment, no censorship. Jupiter in Gemini doesn't care about the practical how or the limitations of reality at this moment. It cares about pure possibility. Write everything down, even the ideas that seem crazy, impossible, or ridiculous. The goal here is not to create a detailed business plan, but to capture the seeds of genius that the golden rain is offering you. You are creating a map of possibilities, an inventory of potential futures that you can refine and execute in the coming months when the energy is more pragmatic. Today, your only job is to be a channel for inspiration. The third action, the strategic yes. Jupiter and Venus are inherently social planets, and their union in Gemini, the sign of connections, sends a clear message. Luck during this transit will most likely arrive through other people. Staying at home, isolated no matter how comfortable, is like trying to catch the rain from inside a cave. You need to expose yourself to the storm of opportunities. The third and simplest action is say yes to at least one social invitation or opportunity that arises today. It could be a last-minute invitation for a coffee, a happy hour with co-workers, a friend's suggestion to introduce you to someone, or even a networking event you were thinking of skipping. Even if your first reaction is to say no out of tiredness or because you think it will lead to nothing, challenge that impulse and accept a strategic yes. This simple act places you in the flow of synchronicity. It is in the unexpected meeting, in the casual conversation, in the connection you didn't plan, that the golden opportunity may be hidden. By saying yes, you are informing the universe, clearly and practically, that you are open and available to receive the luck it is generously offering. You are literally opening the door of your house so that the golden rain can enter. And so, the golden rain begins to subside. The window of maximum opportunity, with its energy of luck and expansion, does not last forever. But the great difference between those who just got wet and those who truly filled their bucket is what remains after the rain passes. You didn't just feel the optimism in the air, you used it as fuel. You didn't just have good ideas, you captured them on paper. You didn't just feel the desire to connect, you acted on it. By executing one of the actions we discussed today, you have performed the most important alchemy of all. You have transformed a fleeting cosmic energy into a concrete and lasting result in your life. What remains is not just the memory of a lucky day. What remains is the new connection you made. It is the brilliant idea that is now written down in your notebook, waiting to become your next project. It is the conversation that aligned a relationship or opened a door in your career. You didn't just take advantage of the luck, you converted it into capital, be it social, intellectual, or financial. More importantly, what remains is self-confidence, the proof to yourself that you are capable of recognizing and acting on opportunity. You have learned to dance with luck, to be an active partner with the universe, and that is a skill that will serve you for much longer than any astrological transit. Luck is not something that simply happens to us. It is something that happens through us, through our courage to say yes and to act with intention. If this guide has helped you to capture even one drop of this golden rain, anchor this victory and this new mindset, like this video, share it with someone you know who needs a boost of luck, and declare your openness to the abundance and opportunities of the universe in the comments. I received my luck. And don't forget to subscribe so we can continue to identify and capitalize on these golden moments the sky offers us together.